Hello, I'm Achut Nair from Nair's Aviation Ground School. This is the 26th video in a new series of educational aviation videos for the aspiring pilot. The student pilot will be initially flying small, low-powered aircraft in the beginning of their flight career. These small aircraft share the skies with the behemoths of the aviation world, the large, extremely powerful airliners. When operating around other aircraft, the student pilot needs to be aware of the effects that the other aircraft has on their own airplane. This video is about wake turbulence. Wake vortex turbulence is defined as turbulence which is generated by the passage of an aircraft in flight. It will be generated from the point when the nose landing gear of the aircraft leaves the ground on takeoff and will cease to be generated when the nose landing gear touches the ground during landing. Where another aircraft encounters such turbulence, a wake vortex encounter is said to have occurred. Potentially hazardous turbulence in the wake of an aircraft in flight is principally caused by wingtip vortices. This type of turbulence is significant because wingtip vortices decay quite slowly and can produce a significant rotational influence on an aircraft encountering them for several minutes after they've been generated. Jet efflux and prop wash can also be hazardous to the control of an aircraft both on the ground and in the air, but whilst these effects are often extreme, their effects are more short-lived. The origin of counter-rotating wingtip vortices is a direct and automatic consequence of the generation of lift by a wing. Lift is generated by the creation of a pressure differential over the wing surface. The lower pressure occurs over the upper wing surface and the higher pressure under the wing. This pressure differential triggers the roll-up of the airflow aft of the wing, resulting in swirling air masses trailing downstream of the wingtips. After the roll-up is completed, the wake consists of two counter-rotating cylindrical vortices. The strength of the vortex is governed by the weight, speed, shape of the wing of the aircraft. The vortex characteristics of any given aircraft can also be changed by the extension of the flaps or other wing configuring devices, as well as in a change in speed. However, as a basic factor is weight, the vortex strength increases proportionately. Vortices typically persist for between 1 and 3 minutes, with their survival likely to be the longest in stable air conditions with low wind speeds. Such conditions can extend their survival at a higher cruise altitude beyond that of a low level because of the lower air density there. Once formed, vortices are, in almost all cases, likely to descend until they decay, or in the low-level case, until they reach the ground, if this comes first. Decay of the low-level vortices will occur more quickly over land because of the boundary layer effect. And a cross-track wind direction can carry them away from the flight path which the aircraft generating them has followed. The potential for hazardous wake vortex turbulence is greatest where the aircraft follows the same tracks, i.e. are in trail and closely spaced. This situation is mostly encountered close to the ground in the vicinity of airports, where aircraft are on approach to or departure from particular runways at high frequencies. Sudden, uncommanded roll movements may occur which, in extreme cases, can be beyond the absolute power of the flying controls or the prevailing response of the flight crew to counteract the effects. The high rate of roll may even cause uncommanded disconnection of the autopilot system where applicable, and transient or terminal loss of control, which can result in terrain impact in rare cases, in other words, a crash. En route, in-trail uncommanded roll can be similarly caused by the smaller aircraft by the effect of larger ones, which may be ahead at higher levels. Note that if the generating aircraft is climbing or descending rapidly, then a significant wake vortex may persist across several flight levels. If the generator aircraft is descending, this means that a wake vortex event can occur above the position of the generator aircraft at the time of the encounter. The greater longevity of vortices at high cruise altitudes can lead to encounters at much greater in-track separation than ATC separation allows, if the prevailing wind speeds are low. A cross-track or crosswind encounter en route is likely to lead to only one or two sharp jolts as the vortices are crossed. In either case, injuries can occur to unsecured occupants in aircraft. ATC provides standard separation for all departing aircraft and for IFR traffic on approach. Separation depends on the relative size of the aircraft. For VFR arrivals, vortex spacing is the responsibility of the pilot, and pilots are advised to apply the appropriate recommended spacing. This will often also be advised by ATC. The recommended spacing is waiting up to 5 minutes after a large aircraft has taken off or landed. Wake turbulence awareness is extremely important. Small aircraft operating behind large aircraft are especially at risk. A Cessna 172 can be flipped multiple times from the wake turbulence of a Boeing or Airbus aircraft. Several accidents have occurred when pilots of small aircraft encountered the wake turbulence of a heavily loaded airliner. Ultimately, it is the pilot's responsibility to ensure that there is proper spacing between their airplane and other traffic, avoiding the effects of wake turbulence. For more information, please contact us at liftanddrag@gmail.com and visit our website at nyersaviation.webnode.com. Thank you, safe flying,